is video of the unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
Now they're speaking out, saying there are UFOs in U.S. airspace and they need to be taken seriously.
A family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl. They're unidentified in U.S. airspace.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real.
I'm Todd Bates. I've been investigating the paranormal for years, yet still have no definite answers. Join me on this mysterious journey as we discuss all things paranormal, right down to the little gnomes. Why do millions experience these mysterious phenomenon, yet we have no proof? Welcome to Haunted Voices Radio, where I try and gather the pieces that may one day form yet another puzzle. And a good evening, one and all. My goodness, had the holiday intro, all that fun stuff. Welcome, Haunted Voices Live, right here, WLTK-DB.com. Join us over there if you're watching live right there. Hi, Sherry. Blessed be. That is a Wiccan thing, I think, is it? Yeah. Blessed
I believe, yes, it is. Yes.
Well, welcome, everybody.
Cool, though.
We've
I like
got an
it.
amazing show. How's Nicole?
Isn't Marry Me Too?
What's that?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, I was gonna say, I think Marry Me Too is another Wiccan like greeting. Okay, I hope I didn't just sound like a complete idiot on air. Oh well, it hasn't been the first time, nor will it be the last. Anyways.
Stand in line, girl. Stand in line. No, we've got an awesome show here for him. We've got Pete Orbea, we've got Michael Laciana, we have got Linda Myers, all veteran researchers, all great people out in this field. And we're going to kind of get together and have a round table, talk about some demons, demonology, the craze, what's going on in the world out there. What are some other things we're going to talk about, Nicole?
Oh my goodness, that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and delve into tulpas and thought projections and how they fit into all of this. And of course, the very important respecting and revering the dead and other energy too. So good stuff.
All big things, all good stuff, all that coming up here. Just a few things here to get you guys started. There is a special going on at the station. It's the holiday thing, as you can see. We're in the spirit. It's a good thing. Be happy. We've had a lot of hell the past year and a half or so. But we do have a buy 1 month, get 1 month free. That goes for all advertising and all new shows coming on to the station. All new shows coming on. You buy a month, you get a month, all that fun stuff. So we got that going on. More information over there on the website, WLTK-DB.com. Or you can go there, hauntedvoices.com as well. That transfers over there for you. It may be easier for you to remember. And you can go over there. We put the tree up, Nicole.
I love it. It's festive.
I mean, it's a fun little thing. And with today's technology, it's crazy what you can do with something like that, and to make it into something. I don't know. It's just it's neat how it fits.
It's awesome. And I love the intro too. You know, get you right in the spirit.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff.
So head over there to the website, check out the Christmas tree, all the fun stuff there. And a big show change, Be the Change, is moving to Monday nights. I want to get that out there and let everybody know. They're going to be moving to Monday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here. Of course, Christina Bloom is the host of that. So just remember, that's going to be starting next week. They're going to be Monday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So if you guys Be the Change fans out there, make note of that. And also, I want to give a huge shout out to Patricia V. Davis, this awesome mug.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's so cool.
Livia's house mug. I mean, I got that at the post office. I was like a kid at Christmas. I love coffee mugs.
Speaking of Patricia, she made this for me. It's a journal. It's a standard journal with, of course, Kaylee on the front there. And then, of course, what do you see on the back?
Well,
Mary, my two loves. So thank you so much, Patricia. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I can't wait to have them back on the show. Her and Andrew were great.
Mm-hmm.
But without further ado here, I mean, as far as the announcements and things like that, folks, you heard them. They're recorded. If you missed them, hit play.
Right, exactly.
Without further ado here, we're going to get into, Casey made a comment there. My daughter's watching with her husband now. It's
Nice.
son-in-law. So hello, you guys.
Good
And
to see you.
glad you're watching. Glad you got your stuff and everything. And well, without further ado, here we're going to talk some demons and everything. We're gonna brighten up your holidays even brighter here, folks. We're going to bring in Linda Myers, Michael Laciana, and of course Pete Orbea. Welcome everybody to the show. It's so great having you.
Hello.
Good stuff, my friends.
So, the big elephant in the room, the big problem on the planet, it seems like, is this whole demon thing. So I think, that's a good place to start. Let's get this out of the way. That way we can move into much brighter things to end the program with.
I love how your mind works, Todd.
I know, right?
With craze,
Got to end with the positive.
This wicked craze. And I don't know. I want, this is a roundtable discussion. So of course I want each and everyone here to give their opinion on demons, what's going on with the current state with the demons, and what's popularizing them, things like that. So we'll start up top. Ladies first. We'll go with Linda. Go ahead, Linda.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious.
Sorry if I'm a little hoarse. I got my shot yesterday, so sorry about that.
Oh, that was funny, Linda.
Well, first off, I can't say that I truly believe in demons. I've never met one. I've never met anybody that meant one. And I think if I would ever have to make or have an explanation, I would think that it's maybe some kind of a spirit. And I don't know. You put me on the spot because I actually really don't know. I don't know that I believe in them. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the rest of the gang's opinions.
That's why it's great to have your opinion, is because of that. That makes it that much stronger. Thanks. And we'll go ahead, ladies first, of course. Nicole, there's touch and go. You and I have talked. There's touch and go with your belief in that. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Linda. I can't say that I believe in demons. If there is such an existence of one, I think it is so super duper rare for anyone to have an authentic malevolent type of experience. I honestly, and this is my opinion, I think that I would say 99.999% of all of the alleged demonic stuff going on, clients coming to teams saying they have something negative in their home and all that, I think a lot of that is caused by the living, whether it's like a tulpa or a thought projection. And so all of this, it's like a tumbleweed. You see a tumbleweed in the desert, keeps getting bigger, keeps picking up garbage, and this is being repopulated by mainstream media. So it's, but I don't know. I've never met one either, so I can't say.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean,
It's
tough. I mean, I'll go after everybody else. I have some opinions and thoughts and things like that, but I'm just like everybody else is. Michael, what about you, my friend? How do you fit yourself?
Hollywood.
Yep, you can say that another 50 times.
You know me and my comedy. I've been doing this for many years, and the folks that I work with, and different folks like you guys, core people, and that's the term I use for serious, passionate people that are not insane. Have never met or come across a demon or anything demonic. Have we come across things that are really mean and mistreatful of people? Yes, I have come across some spirits like that could be taken as a demon if you watch too many of these TV shows. But my opinion, no. I've never come across anything. I've been to Spain. I've been all over to other countries. I've been to churches from the 1300s. And of course, the belief system and the religion, that's totally different than what we do as far as our field. So I think that's a great place to have demons in the Bible and religions and things like that. But in our work, I have never come across anything demonic. But that's just my opinion. That's my experiences.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep,
it really does.
I agree.
Mainstream, of course, your upbringing, which is
right.
similar to what I'll be saying, in my opinion.
Right.
But Pete, I mean, there's a lot going on out there that can't be explained.
Well, it's easy to follow after what everyone just said, because I agree with pretty much all of it. That I don't know that I believe in demons, but I think it's more of, I think it's the idea of a demon. What does a demon mean? I think is what fascinates people. And Michael kind of touched on there. I don't think it's a revival of or a new fad. What you see in all the TV shows, everything's a demon. The shows are really trying to go for the demon thing. It's almost a revival, because if you go back 500 years, everything, look at how religion looked at, the devil and demons, and it's almost kind of a revival of back then, but we have different toys now than we did, 500 years ago. So, yeah, I don't know if I believe in them either. I think I could believe in the idea of a demon, but what does that mean to each person? And I think it's different. So then how do if you think about it like that, then how can it really be real if it's different for everybody, and it's up to everyone's own perception, interpretation, and it's been mentioned already, religious beliefs, and how you grow up. So, man, I don't know. It's the new poltergeist. We talked about this on my show a couple weeks ago. It's the new poltergeist. Years ago, everyone was throwing around poltergeist all the time. Now it's demons. And there was
there's a sellable aspect to it too in media.
That's what it's all about.
And I think,
big business
I mean, exactly.
From everybody I've met that is in the field that partakes in that sector of subject.
I wanted to bring up. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go right ahead. I just feel a lot of. I've seen over the years a lot of thrill seekers getting into that part and then claiming that they're experts in that field of that, of our field, as their demonologists and this and that. So, they're, as far as I'm concerned, they're in a class of all their own. And,
if I could throw in play devil's advocate here.
You mean demon's advocate,
right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
I'm a recovering Catholic, so I was raised. That was embedded. So everything to me was a demon, and I had to question it. I had to talk to a priest about this whole thing because I was going crazy. I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to burn in hell. All kinds of wicked things are happening, and then that's when he kind of broke down and told me basically it could be something in spirit form. It's very possible that it's not a demon. But I'm curious at your guys' opinion, because me being raised Catholic, believing in those kinds of things, and then learning when getting out in the field that they're really just pissed off malevolent spirits for the most part that I've seen. What do you guys think of like the Catholic, and I hate putting them on the spot like this, but the exorcists that are out there and specially trained to deal with this? Are they specially trained psychologists more than are these people needing a psychologist, or why are they flipping around like they are for fame and fortune? What's going on with it? What do you guys think? Go ahead.
I wanted to real quick.
It's a loaded question. It's really loaded.
Yeah, that's a
You're
very
gonna get
loaded question. Yeah, that's a very, very loaded question. I wanted to real quick though touch on the terminology here. You hear investigators say, "Oh, there's something negative here," and then you hear, "Oh, there's something malevolent." In my opinion, those two words should be kept separate, because negative could be something like a lower level entity that was once human, like us, who retains the same types of personality in death. Maybe that person was a murderer. Maybe that person was just didn't live a good life and is acting and repeating the same type of personality. That is not a malevolent spirit, but yet people are using these terms interchangeably. That's a point I wanted to address too. I think religion and the paranormal should be kept separate.
Bingo.
It's when you bring them together and you convolute it, and then it causes a bunch of excuse me bullshit, and that's exactly what it is.
Good. That's the answer I was looking for, was putting this in your back pocket. You know, and it in this field, especially if you're born again out there, whatever you are, put that in your back pocket. Right. That's my advice.
Yeah.
If I can add
Todd, I was raised Catholic like you, so I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was raised Catholic as well. Well, now I can't remember what I was going to say. Thanks. Jeez.
I know, that's my fault. My bad.
But what was it about being raised Catholic? Was it about demons in general?
I can't remember what it was now. It was something off what Nicole said. It made
my
me
God, that's so my fault.
And see, I don't bring all the work I do all these years, I don't bring religion into anything, and that pisses off a lot of people. But it's like bringing politics into the paranormal. Democrat versus a Republican. To me, it's the same thing. If you're a good person, you're a good person. I don't care what you believe in. And I do believe if you're really into religion, all religions are a path to one thing, and that's to being a good person and living a good life and treating others the same way. So you use your religions whatever way you like. That's fine, but I don't bring it at all into the work that I do.
Right.
But you have to be respectful, passionate. You have to have great intent. Those are the key factors. Not what verse out of the Bible you're going to use for your investigation. So, but everybody has their own belief. I do work with some folks that are very religious, and I respect what they're into and what they bring to it, but it's not my belief. So, and I don't tell anybody what to believe. So,
yeah, folks, don't. We're not saying go out and sacrifice a lamb or anything like that here. What we're saying is try to keep it in your back pocket, because it can cause arguments. There's two things you don't talk about, especially in the paranormal community, and that is religion and politics. It just doesn't work out. Hi, Christina. It just doesn't work out. But we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk some tulpas and all that fun stuff. All that's coming up. Join us over there on the website, WLTK-DB.com, hauntedvoices.com. Either one of those will get you where you need to go. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Have you ever longed for just one holiday with a loved one who has passed? Christina Bloom can help you and your family have that holiday. With her mediumship skills, she can contact your loved one on the other side and bring them through as the honored guest for your holiday celebration. By conference call, video chat, or in person, if local to the Southeast Wisconsin region. To schedule your holiday party with spirit, email Christina at ChristinaBloom.com. That's Christina at ChristinaBloom.com.
21 minutes past the hour. Welcome. Haunted Voices Live. Those of you guys that missed the first part, we've got you covered. You missed the show. Everything will be taken care of about, with Tuesday nights, it's pretty much going to be Wednesday morning. Things are going to be arriving there for you. We'll drop it over there on the website, WLTK-DB.com. Be sure to head over there and check out the new forum while you're over there as well. Start some chatter in there. The tumbleweeds going on. We got to have some fun over there, guys. It's free. And of course, we're here with Paranormal Pete, Nicole Strickland, co-hosting as always, of course, Michael Laciana and Linda Myers, all veteran researchers. We're talking about demons. We had a wonderful discussion on that. We ended it on a good note, I think. And all that's going to be archived for you folks. But one thing I wanted to talk about, and Nicole and I have wanted to talk about this before, and something always happens. We're going to get it out there because we got some people to get some opinions, and that's tulpas, thought projections. This kind of goes into telekinesis. This goes into poltergeist activity. It goes down that rabbit hole, that kind of fun stuff. So as far as tulpas, go ahead, Nicole. Give us an idea of what a tulpa is. It's not a caterpillar or anything. What is this?
Maybe it is. Well, it's actually, when you think about it, it's a Tibetan word that means emanation or manifestation. And so those that are familiar with James Hilton's novel, I believe it's called Lost Horizon, and the fictional paradise town or city called Shangri-La, we've all heard that. That's an example in that novel of a tulpified location. So when you think about something and give something a lot of thought, that thought starts to develop its own life and it starts to take on its own life form. So I think you can apply that whole concept of tulpas to the paranormal. And what we were saying earlier about how a lot of people going into places, and if you have people going in constant, or every place they go in and they're sensing negative energy, or they say there's a demon in every location that they go into. Well, the problem isn't the location. The problem's with that investigator. So it's, you almost have to kind of step back inside and kind of get in touch with yourself, because I think a lot of it's very easy for us to project our own internal baggage and what we've learned, whether it's religious teachings or whatnot, onto the paranormal. And then that's causing a whole false sense of what that paranormal activity really is. So it totally skews it. So I'm really big on tulpas, big on them, very big.
Yeah. Michael, what's your take on the tulpa?
I've really never heard of it before, and so this is great to hear different things. So you're basically saying that is it more of a way, a means of how an investigator is acting or investigates, or is it something affecting them, Nicole?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but it's what I'm saying is you have to think about, if you give a lot of energy to a thought, then that thought can almost take its own life form. So using that concept, then yes, you can, using that concept, then I'm trying to explain it, what my brain is thinking here. With that concept, then yes, people can almost project onto that environment. So there's no demons there, but it's their thoughts of them that are creating. So they're creating the demons, not that there's actual demons there, if that makes sense.
I can totally relate, because having public groups for years and training the public, I dealt with all kinds of things like that. And, I'd taken 200 or 300 people over the 4 or 5 years that I did it. Just have the public, anybody that wanted to join could, and I would train them. And I would see such pareidolia, matrixing, very similar to what you're describing. Certain folks that were so psychic and sensitive, every place they went, there was something. I've saw it firsthand with many people, especially with newer people coming into the field. And supposedly wanting to really learn. And instead of learning, all they wanted to do was bring their own agendas to it. And that never worked out, you know. So out of 100 or 200 people, I don't think I had 5 people that were really good investigators. Yeah, and that's very sad to say, but that shows you what the general public is like as far as trying to come into our field. Everybody wants to be an expert. Everybody wants to watch the shows. And then everybody, or half of them, are psychic sensitives that are amazing, and everything they say is 100%. And so I got a rude awakening. And like I said, I go into investigating very blank. I think we all do it the same way. We go into a location, we stay very blank. We don't try and pick up on anything. We just try and stay neutral and to kind of sense what's there versus, trying to hear background stories and things like that. I don't like to do that. I like to go in and just sit down and relax and kind of let the spirits get used to me and see what happens in that sense. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's a concept that needs to be explored more, definitely in this field.
Yeah. And Wendy Schindler made a great point here. If Shangri-La is a tulpa, then wouldn't the concepts of heaven and hell pretty much be the same? Something created in our own minds for the next and or afterlife. I love that. Yeah.
That's a great
well
question.
Could be. You have to remember, though, heaven and hell comes from religion. So there you go again with that religious connection.
And made.
So you're saying it's bullshit, huh?
No, that's not what No.
Yeah, you don't have to hold back. You can tell us how you feel.
Yeah, just tell us how you feel, Nicole.
But there's a lot with the tulpas, the thought projection. What do you think? Now that hearing a little bit of this, Linda, what do you think of tulpas?
Actually, I didn't know what they were either. I had to look it up, find out what the definition was. But while we're sitting here and talking, it actually kind of brings to mind something that I had actually, I can't remember if I had seen it or heard it, where some investigators put together a false scenario and went into a location. And when they did their investigation, did their talking and whatever, they spoke this false scenario. And so later on, I think the gal was maybe doing an Estes session or something. Their false scenario came back in answers. So I'm kind of wondering maybe if that ties in, Nicole, with like your tulpa concept, where if you are going to go someplace and investigate, if you have a preconceived idea of what you expect to see or be there, if you can't create that.
That's a great point.
Right.
And
right.
like Michael said earlier with the pareidolia, to kind of, again, demon's advocate.
Yeah.
Like he was saying with that is, for example, Pete could say, "Oh, Todd, I went in to this great place and saw this apparition. It was wearing blah 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 blah." So the next time I go to this place, I'm already going to have that image in my head. Am I going to, project that and see something that isn't there, or am I really seeing something? I think that's the question of the evening. Is it or is it?
Yeah.
Because you do see these things, and it's hard to.
So base that scenario on your own experiences, because we've all done a lot of work in this field for a long time. What is the percentage that you've actually experienced that? Because I haven't. I have had spirits read my mind, things that were actually in my mind, and I didn't say a word, and I was just questioning in my head, and then they answered my question outright.
Interesting.
So,
That's cool.
That's cool. So, but then again, we go back to the investigator and what type of investigator are you, and what's your background, and so I think that scenario fits for a lot of people that aren't investigating properly, and do bring in a lot of baggage to things, and possibly could get something. But
this is a great place for parapsychology to step in. You know, like piggybacking on what Linda was talking about, there's the Philip experiment in 1972 that took place in Canada, where those group of people came up with a complete backstory to this character from, you know, the Middle Ages in England, and he had killed himself because his lover was killed, and so that he killed him. You know, everything down to the details, and they were having paranormal experiences based on that, but only they weren't having experiences right away until the person running the experiment decided to make it more like a seance and turn the lights down and bring in candles, and that kind of changed everybody's thoughts. And then the table started moving, actually tipped up on its side by itself, and these people were having, although Philip was never seen, you know, like nobody ever got a picture or a manifestation, you know, a physical manifestation, they were having experiences throughout this whole experiment, and they even did it on live TV in Canada. And so it's kind of, you got to go back to the investigator. You got to go back, you know, and try and apply whatever you can to do to apply a scientific method to your investigation, and how you investigate should help kind of keep the manifesting down, hopefully. But people are people.
Yeah.
Well said. And you're right. Yes, people are people.
I think
Casey had a great
another way to look at it is, okay, you have, oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I was going to read this real quick for those
go for it.
Podcast later on. Casey Williamson's, she says here, so if you're investigating a place and asking spirits to throw something, as an example, would that be like you are creating an energy that will throw something, and it wouldn't be spirit? Just trying to fully understand. Never heard of this before.
So you could go either way. I think you could go either way on that.
Yeah.
The important thing to remember is we don't know shit, and anything's possible.
And what about poltergeist activity? Have any of you ever experienced or investigated cases with poltergeist activity? Because I haven't, and so I haven't dealt with the manifestation of
little bit, not too often.
Right, but have you seen actual real experiences where it was definitely coming from the child versus spirit? You know, of course, we've read many cases.
I did a remote case, kind of a psychic investigation. Started out as a reading, and then kind of turned into, okay, let's see what's going on here. And I felt that I was able to determine that the activity that these people were experiencing based on the timing the activity started and events in their life that caused huge traumatic stress. Some pretty, big incidents in their life, and then activity started happening. And it was more of like, psychokinesis, things moving, doors shutting, things getting knocked off tables, things like that. So I kind of came to the conclusion based on, I was doing a reading, but it kind of turned in more of an interview, what's been going on. And through that, it made sense based on the activity, and the timing was the biggest part. It happened right after these life events happened to these people, and then the activity started. So that's like probably the closest example. One, and I wasn't even in person.
So. Right.
That's a good example.
What about you,
I
Nicole?
think another way to look at it, real quick is, okay, two scenarios. One scenario, you have authentic, real paranormal activity occurring without the influence of living humans, right? And then you have another scenario where an investigative team goes in, or several over the course of years, and then that activity starts to change. So what are we as humans, what are we influencing in terms of paranormal activity? That's kind of how I think of how a tulpa may work.
Right.
So you have to start thinking, after all these places that have been investigated years after years and many different teams going in, are we seeing a change in activity? Now, not maybe there is a change, and not all of that is due to perhaps a tulpa or what the living is influencing, but you almost have to look at it as, is there a possibility, if there's a lot of change, could the living be, I guess, changing the course of that activity? So then it's deviating more from an authentic case to more of a, what the living is influencing, I guess.
Right. Right.
If that makes sense.
Well, just like EVPs, we have so many skeptics over the years that say that all our EVPs are coming from us, and that we're generating it, and that we're thinking about this, and that it's picking up on our senses or our thoughts, and we're recording, which I don't believe in any of that, because I have so many recordings where I'll place recorders in different locations, and I'll leave the property, and then I'll get all these EVPs while nobody's in the building. So I've never supported that, and I always thought that they were, they're skeptics, and then there's people that are just do not want to believe, and they'll come up with anything to say it's not paranormal, and we all have dealt with that, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great to have them. They're assets to the field. They help us. I think they help us. They help me anyway. Keep it clean and watch
real.
do what I'm doing. Yeah, going in right for the first time. They kept me focused because I knew. Oh, Casey. My daughter is a huge Bigfoot fan.
I can see.
Right on.
For those
Nice.
listening to the podcast, also, could Bigfoot even possibly fit into this? Our minds want it to be real, so we think we are seeing it. Had to ask, since I'm 100% skeptic of Bigfoot, and my husband and father are 100% believer. Yes.
I think it comes down to personal experiences. I have a lot of friends that have witnessed things, and they're very credible people, and they've actually seen actual images of things in the woods and things. So have I? No. But like I said years ago, and I always use this as my joke, is when I first had my paranormal experience and I finally realized ghosts were real, I said, geez, now I got to believe in Bigfoot and UFOs.
Well,
that's how I cover it, but I'm just a ghost person. I just love the ghost over everything else. So
I'm like
you, Michael. Yep.
I'm more rounded in the ghost era of it, but I like all of it. UFOs, Bigfoot. Anything strange and way out there. But it's crazy. What I want to do, I want to take our final break here real quick, come back and get on to some good stuff here. So if you guys hang tight for just 1 second, we're going to take a quick break. More Haunted Voices on the way. Join us over there, WLTK-DB.com. We'll be right back.
Meet Nicole Strickland, one of the leading San Diego paranormal researchers. Nicole offers a gentle and humble approach to working with spirit energies. Being the founder of the San Diego Paranormal Research Society, Nicole is no stranger to the unknown. Due to Nicole's vast knowledge of the paranormal, she is widely sought after for speaking engagements on topics like Children of the Paranormal, Paranormal Investigation 101 and 102, History of Spiritualism, and more. Not only does Nicole research the afterlife, but also writes about it, and is the author of several books pertaining to the paranormal and its history. She has appeared on television shows like My Ghost Story, Travel Channel's Famously Afraid, Good Morning San Diego, and more. Have a conference or event coming up? Contact Nicole on her website, authornicolestrickland.com. That's authornicolestrickland.com.
31 minutes past the hour. You're back. Welcome. Haunted Voices. All of you just joining us, trickling in from the social media ether land. Welcome, all you YouTube folks, Twitch, Twitter. We're in all those different places there. It's all under WLTK-DB. You just search that if you're out there. Or make sure if you're on the Facebook and YouTube and all that, you give us some likes and all that fun stuff. That'll kind of raise us above the bar, and we'll get out to the billions and billions of people waiting in Facebook land. It'll be great stuff. But we're talking with Pete Orbea, Nicole Strickland, of course, joining us, Michael Laciana, Linda Myers, and we've discussed a lot. I mean, a lot. So now we kind of get into this debrief mode. Now, what are some things we can do as elders in the field, I'll say, to help these people understand? What are some things we can do as a veteran community? I mean, there's got to be something we can do. We can pull together somehow. There's a lot of us. What are some things we can do to help these people? Not make fun of them, for crying out loud, because we're not saying, we're just saying these things aren't possible. Not everybody encounters them, you know. There's a lot we discussed, but what are some things we can do to help them out? What do you think, Nicole?
Oh my goodness. Were you going to go to me first, right?
Yeah.
You're really going to go to me first? Is that how it's going to go? Oh my gosh.
It's a round table.
I know. You know what? I am so sorry. I was reading a comment. Can you repeat the question, Todd? I'm so sorry.
What
was your question again? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sherry ignores
I was
me
reading a comment. I'm sorry. I tuned out for it.
No.
I'll be honest.
Sherry ignores me all the time. Don't sweat it.
What was your question?
No, it was what can we do to help others, to help newcomers coming into the field about the whole demon craze? What are some things we can do to kind of calm this down? Is there anything we can do? Can we talk to anybody? Can we start something? Maybe a petition, maybe some kind of ban. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? I was actually thinking of this earlier in the show. I think gosh, just I'm one fish in the pond, but I think that those that are serious and understand that the whole demon craze is, populated by mass media and isn't always accurate. I think understanding that and just kind of blazing your own trail and doing what you're doing is going to help. I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything that we can do right now in the field, because it seems like it's going more from a scholastic academic, I guess, route to more of a mainstream entertainment media.
Mhm.
So it's like, I think continuing on, educating newcomers about the importance of respecting energies and revering energies and the proper ways of investigating in terms of, professionalism and things like that. And yeah, I'm not so sure if we're going to like fix the problem right now. I mean, I wish we could, but I don't know.
No,
I think it's going to take a lot of work.
I don't see it being fixed anytime soon. I mean, it's like everything else. It's a craze. It's out there. When
Okay.
I like that, Wendy. That's awesome.
Wendy Schindler is stating, sell industrial size cans of my patented Demon Be Gone. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now,
Todd, I got something for you.
Oh, please, Pete.
I think an important thing is, attending public investigations, if you're interested in it, attending public talks like at library, somebody who's in the about a particular subject. But I think if the TV show, if you could change some of what's on the TV shows, which is really hard because what they're doing sells and that's why they're doing it. Yeah. But to teach people about intent, if you can teach people about setting and knowing what you want to do, if you're a thrill seeker, that's what you're looking to do, then do that. If you want to be a serious researcher and because you're genuinely curious and genuinely passionate about it, that's your intent. So, then where do you go? But I think it's, if we could teach, like if the shows could show like the intent of why they're doing what they're doing, or just teaching people, like most people just want to do it to do, and that's fine if that's your intent. But there's a lot of people, I think, that are mixed up, that they think they think they want to do this, but they're really always wanting to do this, but they so I think there's a lot of internal struggle that probably goes on there. But if we could teach people about intent, and that be a thing, and teach people about applying a scientific method to anything that you do as far as an investigation, then I think that would really push things in a better direction.
That's well said, Pete.
Very, very well said. Well said.
What was that? I blacked out for a second.
See, it's catchy. See? Oh my gosh. I like the sarcasm there, Pete. That was great.
Fits the show perfectly.
Yeah, I have to agree with Pete.
Yes, Lance.
Because during the Fort Campbell conference, we did a lot of investigations and showed the public how we do investigations. And I think that's a perfect tool to really talk about intent, to talk about why these things are important, and give them a little bit of training, about what an investigation really is. And, what you see on the TV show isn't the real deal. Staying in this walk Reims with us for 2 hours, being quiet, listening, feeling, that's the teaching. And if we can keep doing those things, these shows and the conferences, I think, are like a good tool. And I just feel like it's kind of like our responsibility to talk to people about what we think, what we feel, what we believe, and show them that there is a real side to this. And that's my 2 cents.
Also, I got another thing here
awesome.
real quick too. I think it's if somehow people could learn about what they're researching. You're looking for dead people. Well, let's think of them in a different way. Let's remember the human aspect of this.
Yeah.
And that teaching people that ghosts were people once too really takes that edge off, I think, of you're not likely to go down the demon road so much. And, I think if you can teach people, put a humanizing edge to what you're doing.
Right.
Remember respecting the dead. If
Huge.
go into every investigation with the respect for what might be there. Right. And, you get what you put out there. You get back what you put out there. So think about that.
The golden rule.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree with all of you. Will this ever be fixed or corrected? No, it won't. I started working with the public in about 2006, and the things I saw back then, I'm still seeing to this day. So it's not being corrected. And the problem is the TV shows. It's one of the biggest insults to what we really do. And people always say, "Oh, well, I don't really like the shows, but I like to watch them for the locations." If I had a nickel for every time somebody says that, I just think that there's always going to be people that are really serious about this type of work, and they've had their own personal experiences and they want to learn more. And I think that they'll gravitate to people like us. I think that these kind of shows that all of you guys are putting out are excellent. And it's a new way for us to really connect across the United States and across the pond and have these conversations. I think people that are listening and watching, they'll learn a lot from us too. So I really do that. Thrill seeking is always going to be around. There's people that just love to go do this. I talk to so many groups that I'm serious about what I'm talking about, and all they want to tell me is that they went here and they went there and they had this experience. And it's what I call a hit and run. They go to one place, they hit it. Their flashlight turned on. That amazes them. They're blown away that their flashlight turned on or the K2 meter lit up. They're happy. So you're never going to change those people. And then
I love it.
They are the experts. They are now the new experts. And then they get their little Facebook page and they get their T-shirts and everything. and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being organized groups, but very small percentages are really serious on capturing really good evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it's us as the investigators we're really nobodies. We're just the people going out and doing the work, and it should always come down to the evidence and the findings and the research and things that you can collect that you can actually share with other investigators and people that are interested. That's what I've always been into, and even the series that I'm putting out now that's on Prime. You all know, you've seen it. It's real, and everything on it's real. And I just think that these production companies are always going to make millions of dollars off of these people that are actors that are playing paranormal investigators.
Mm-hmm.
And these people, they say, well, it's my opportunity to, make this money and be on this show. And I'm like, well, you're not doing anything great for our field by doing these shows. So I think it's a fine line, and I think it's always going to be that way. So I think people like us just have to keep trucking.
Yep.
Keep doing what we love, and people that are really into the real work, they'll want to follow what we're doing, and we can all have conversations and build nice communities that way. And the other communities, I have no interest in. I'm not interested in the TV shows. I'm not interested in a lot of the paracons with the celebrities, because the celebrities are a joke. They are not what we're doing. They're not what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for many years and not interested in exploiting myself. The only thing I want to share is the evidence and the experiences that I've captured with other people that are serious as well. And that's what it should be about.
Very good.
Yeah.
Keep blazing your trail, guys.
That's right.
Just keep blazing the trail.
That's right.
Being a role model.
We're not here bashing anybody, I mean,
no, I'm not bashing anybody. No.
It's one of those things. It's just.
It would be very easy to, but if we don't do it.
There you go.
It's a big balance. Yeah. It's a big balance. Yeah. The shows in general have contributed to, I think, a wider spread awakening of spiritual awakening. So I think that there is some benefit to the shows because it gets people interested. It's up to people like us, after someone gets interested, to see if they're really interested and make sure they know what they want to do in the field, and then push them in the right direction.
Great point.
That's good. Yeah. Well said.
They raise awareness. I mean, there's maybe they'll go out one day, it'll phase out. I don't see it. It's money, folks. It's money. It's entertainment. They have to.
Wendy, you're so funny. I love it.
You're gonna send all your complaints about the show to I don't get
That's great.
Oh, I love it. I like that.
That's your public service announcement for the day right there. No, but we had a great discussion. It was real open, guys. There wasn't any kind of bashing. None of us got any arguments. So these things can be talked about. We've proven that. So I think we should start doing more of it. Just get things out. Get some comments. Get some opinions from people. See if we can whip something back into shape. I'm not saying we're going to grab hands and sing Kumbaya in a circle. It's not going to happen. But we can at least do something.
Unless we're conjuring a tulpa.
Unless we're conjuring.
There you go.
Absolutely. Then
exactly right.
You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for taking time and coming on for this. It was a great discussion. I can't thank you guys enough. And Pete, I've got to say,
we'll have to plan it again soon.
We're going to do some shameless plugs here for the next few minutes, folks. So enjoy this. Pete, what do you have coming up next?
I've got UFO researcher James Clarkson, and he was the MUFON president for Washington for many years. He's a former police detective. He's done everything in the police field. And we're also going to talk about the Westport UFO crash and retrieval, because I've heard he was actually working that in his day job.
Ooh.
Wow.
So he is got a lot of great thoughts and stories of UFOs, and so I'm really looking forward to talking to him.
That's going to be
awesome.
Sounds interesting. Yeah.
That's coming up next, 11 Eastern, 10 Central here, folks. And Nicole, what do you have coming up Thursday?
I have Tristan David Lucciotti and Seth Michael,
yay.
also from the
Nice.
Pacific Northwest. Yeah, so they're going to be joining me. We're just going to talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in their neck of the woods and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a great show.
Sounds great.
Awesome. And Michael, get out your documentary stuff. Get it out. Good stuff.
Working on the next one. Be out soon. You'll really enjoy it. It's very interesting.
Journeys Through the Past, Amazon Prime. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Linda, you have anything coming up?
A book, maybe.
Maybe.
No,
Still
definitely.
thinking about it.
Oh, Linda, please.
Yes.
Yes.
It's recorded.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I said you have
this
to
is
write it
awesome.
now. The show's recorded.
Oh,
Yep. You're committed.
Thank
Nice.
you, Corey. Great show. Long live Bigfoot. You got a possible book coming up in the works. That's good stuff.
That's awesome, Linda.
All right. So I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and watch the show. And if you missed it, you can catch it over there at WLTK-DB.com. And just click on the on-demand audio. On-demand videos coming soon. So from all of us here at Haunted Voices, have a great week and happy holidays. Have a good night, folks.
happy holidays.
Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Happy
Take
holidays.
care. You too, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mike.
Bye.